let me tell you this. There are certain things that are right, okay? And there are certain things that seem fair, but may not be legally correct. If somebody buys a used car for $15,000, I mean, Miss Thomas, you're a social worker, so clearly you don't make a lot of money. So if you were using your noodle instead of buying a fancy BMW used car, you might have been better to spend that $15,000 and buy a brand new car that had a warranty. It would not have been as sexy a car, perhaps, but it would have been a car that you would have had some recourse to the dealer if something happened with. Now, you're a smart enough lady to know that, right? But Mr. Universe, on the other side, you have to understand that you spent this money on the car, and all of a sudden, within a month or so of having the car, she's hit with a lot of bills for repairs. She's very angry.
I can understand that.
So you can emotionally understand that. So stop being a nudnik, sir. You can understand emotionally how she could be frustrated, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Forgive me and I'll apologize. I will not do it again.
She doesn't look like a nut, which suggests to me that she wouldn't have spent thousands of dollars to repair a car that didn't require repair. Now, sometimes that happens with cars. They tool along nicely, and then, for some reason, they all go at the same time. Sometimes that happens to people, you know. They look great, and all of a sudden you wake up and everything's fallen about 6 inches. Miss Thomas, you're too young. You don't understand that. But sometimes it can happen overnight, and sometimes it happens gradually, right? In your case, it happened to your car.
In a month.
In a month. All right, I mean, it didn't happen as soon as you drove it away from his place.
No.
It didn't start falling apart. It happened overnight. You're stuck with that. But this looks to me as if it's a tax bill from the state of California for $1,400 for the purchase of the car, something that you clearly didn't anticipate because you didn't figure you'd go and register the car and then you'd be hit with a tax bill, which is really a sales tax bill. It is not money that he owes. You're an intelligent gal. You signed a contract. You bought a car as is. The car gave you problems. That's too bad. Next time you'll be smarter when you buy a car. If you have limited funds, you buy a car. Limited funds at $15,000 isn't limited. $15,000 is a substantial amount of money for a car. You couldn't buy a new one. You bought an old one. You signed an agreement. The agreement says you're purchasing the car as is. He is entitled to his $500. Now, you stop payment on that check. You owe him that $500. I don't know anything about your plates, sir. She owes you $500. And that's what the judgment of the court is, for $500 for you, because you are entitled to that. Do you understand? You're not entitled to any other fees for aggravation or personal plates or anything else. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.